Yeah, that's a hero. Like, but you know, it need to be played good, not only in terms of the personal hero, sorry, player who picking it, but also with the team. Because when you ult, your team kind of need to react for your ultimate. Because a lot of times we can see like Novaria ult and everybody like, okay, we can see the enemies and that's it. And they should use these improved hitboxes which heroes gets to their advantage, and that's what we saw from RRQ Hoshi.
Speaking of advantage, this is going to be the first Valentina that we have seen picked up today. And it is a possible ultimate that she can use at her disposal, which will be the Black Dragon. If she does want to hover around, give some zonage. Also can use that as an escape mechanism when things get a little tricky. Does have the Violet Requiem over there from the Guinevere if necessary for some group CC. I wouldn't say it's the best ultimates on the board, but definitely some that she can make use of so far. And we still haven't even seen the Roam slotted up for DEUSVULT. I mean, when we're looking at the ban so far, a couple of supports got taken off the table. The Mathilda's gone, the Kaj is gone, but they're going to go in for some additional CC. Another first showcasing for today, as they are going to go ahead and lock up that Grok.
And the Valentina is there, just like you mentioned. It's a factor, because now if you pick like Minotaur, if you pick Grok, she gonna take this big ultimate, and she might even use it even better than you. So it's a factor. It's obviously big. And
yeah, and
Vixana,
speaking of things, we need to see the Roamer slotted in for BURMESE schools too. I wonder where this is going to go. I mean, looking at what we still have on the table, I would say they need a little bit more additional CC. I guess you can go for support if you really want to, but I don't feel like Martis is tanky enough to be able to provide the CC needed in the frontline position. Diggy was banned out, so the Minotaur is going to get slotted in. Definitely going to be a wise decision. I was going to say, hey, there's no reason not to take this here. The group CC will be able to work in their disposal, but there is that disengage effect that you kind of talked about, going in, going out, that I think is going to work well for DEUSVULT, especially with the Guinevere with the spatial migration, the Yuzong with the Black Dragon, and the Claude with the Battle Mirror image.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I was thinking about, like, Minotaur, are they going to pick Minotaur? But there's, like, 4 heroes who can dodge the ultimate, basically. 4 heroes, like, Claude can easily react to the pam, like, and the... Yuzong can pop the Black Dragon form and dodge, like, the even counter attack the initiation. The Grok, obviously, and the Guinevere, like, 2 of the skills can, like, dodge the ultimate. So it's pretty much only Vixana he can 100% ult on, and I don't know. So yeah, I was thinking about Minotaur, but there's a factor, like, it's hard to initiate on heroes.
Yeah, and speaking of
so maybe even Franco.
Jumping into Land of Dawn Virtual Arena, here we go. DEUSVULT's up against BURMESE schools, round number 2 for the Games of the Future 2024. Will we be able to see DEUSVULT push forward and get the 2-0 sweep? Or will we see BURMESE schools even out this series 1-2-1? Definitely let us know what you guys think about it, but we are jumping into the Land of Dawn, and there can only be one victor in today's match.
Yeah, and immediately here we can see why Yuzong is being picked after after CC, because Kid Bomba definitely knows something in terms of how to counter play on the lane, and immediately Blink is going to X-Plane to kind of like secure the safety of the CC probably, and yeah.
Yeah, you're seeing double Impure Rage picked up from Magister, Sunset Lover. We'll be able to deal some additional magic damage as this game goes on. On the opposite side of the table, though, you're seeing Nico pick up the Impure Rage. And Saksa, interesting enough, we'll pick that up on the Martis. We did see a Martis run a Concussive Blast, but this time around, since it is in the jungle, looks like he's going in more for the damage. But her early rotation so far from DEUSVULT, looks like the Guinevere will be in the jungle this time. We want to kind of see how this plays into effect, but there's some decent CC so far for the side of DEUSVULT.
And the lane is being controlled by the Kid Bomba here, but way too far is going Magister on the Guinevere and gets picked off, and it might resolve the early turtle, and as well the second ultimate on the Martis decapitate even more person. Kind of way too aggressive plays by the DEUSVULT now, forcing them to play from behind.
Yeah, and you got to be careful when that Martis is on the table. He loves taking the early aggression, especially with the decimation and getting that level 4 within that first 2 minutes. And there you go, already up 2-0, opening up the opportunity for Saksa to be able to take this turtle with no contest. But you are seeing Kid Bomba trying to fight it out. The Terrify goes down from Sunset Lover on the D-Lar, but now the Shaw Essence activated, not able to keep him alive. D-Lar will be able to secure the kill. 3-kill lead for the side of Burmese Ghouls, and the battle on the top side on the way. Hiko very low and Blink there for a possible setup if he tries to overextend.
Yeah, and now Dilar getting his snowball into the game, and the Magister not going for, nobody goes for the lane. Lane is just being melted by the turret, which absolutely bad thing to happen in this kind of games, because there are almost 2k gold advantage already, and just because of the bottom lane, which is not being farmed by no one. Like Rixana tried to go for the bot lane, but being zoned out by the Sisi and the Yuzhong as well. The proc the Sha Essence here, but I guess he cannot zone out anymore, the Sisi, because she got 1 level advantage.
Yeah, definitely gonna have a 1 level advantage, and DEUSVULT needs to be careful, right? I mean, it's off to a great start from Burmese Ghouls, but honestly, even in the last match, this is kind of similar, right? Burmese Ghouls was leading the way in the early game, and DEUSVULT was able to find their rhythm and turn it around. So can Burmese Ghouls maintain this lead? That's where they kind of had a problem last match. Looking at a huge advantage, though, typically we're starting to see the Martis kind of scale a lot better in today's matches when it comes to the early phase. Now, looking at Magister, he's still running the Guinevere, could get some possible decent knockups. He has the spatial migration to be able to kind of test the boundaries on the side of Burmese Ghouls, but it wasn't really working in his favor, finding his first death, which means he is slightly trailing behind inside of the jungle compared to Saksa. He is down by 1 level. Hiko Dale still trying to make up, hasn't fallen yet. He is running this Claude versus the carry on Stitch. Both of them late game damage dealers, and it's really just going to be dependent on how the neutral objectives go for who can scale a little bit better, or if either side can get a gank to the gold lane.
Yeah, but the gank is on X-Plane, probably being prioritized this time, even though the turtle is on top. On top is being contested by the Claude here with Demon Hunter's Sword, actually is already on, and the Flicker ult on Minotaur gonna stun 2 people. Force Magister, which is Guinevere, used his ultimate defensively just to dodge the airborne effect, and the turtle being farmed, and both teams are disengaged, but it feels like DEUSVULT is not slightly behind anymore.
Yeah, you already see Burmese Ghouls, some excellent execution right there. A battle of patience. Blink with a great flicker in Minnow and Fury for the setup to allow Saksa to be able to take that turtle. Looked like they were not going to be able to get it, and then at the last second, with the battle of patience and mastery, they're able to pull it off, extending their lead, like you mentioned, now up by 3,000 gold. But Saksa extending a mile away with the decimation. Is able to get one. Stitch gets another. Magister finds Stitch to respond, though. That's going to be a 2-for-1 trade on the top side. 6-1 on the scoreboard. Burmese Ghouls leading the way, but now the 2v1 matchup. Violent Requiem on the Magister. Not going to be able to get away, and Nico, with the power of the IMU, will take him down.
Yeah, and things are starting to look bad for DEUSVULT, especially from Yuzhong. He can't kind of, like, back into the game, because he cannot stand on the lane being farmed, and the Hiko jumping in actually on the bot lane, tried to defend and didn't pop his ultimate, but already lower than half of HP, eventually defend the turret, but it's dangerous to stay on the X lane now. Grup is coming in trying to help Pain with his health, and War Axe is added on the CC. Even more damage is going to be there. 6 minutes into the game only, but already ramping up.
Yeah, but a similar situation, even though Burmese Ghouls is up by 6 kills, they have a hard time translating this into turrets. They may be able to get the bot side, though. Looks like Sawo is not going to go in for the defensive stance. It's just going to let them take that one, but may be able to find an answer elsewhere, as you are seeing some heavy aggression, spatial migration going out from Magister. But again, DEUSVULT finding a hard time engaging in these objectives and team fights up against the Burmese Ghouls for round 2.
Yeah, it's because of the Martis. It's like hard to play on the Martis here, and trying to go straight into the Grok, force him to use ultimate and just to run away, but the Flicker with the follow-up on the damage, first skill slowing down the Guinevere here, but she still catches up, stacking her passive really good, and on top of that ultimate with the airborne effect, but the Flicker ultimate on the Valentina was stolen from the Grok, insanely good.
Yeah, Stitch will fall. Soxa is going to get one as well. 2-for-1 trade. It's 9-2 right now. 7 kills up for the Burmese Ghouls, 3,000 gold lead, and 1 turret advantage. But it looks like D-Lar is trying to even this out. Going up against Kibamba on the top side, though, in the 1v1 matchup. Doing well defending his lane. Do we see Burmese Ghouls holding this lead, though? They were able to actually translate their kills into a turret this time around, which is where they fell short in the last match. As we are looking at some of the items popping up on the board, looking at the gold difference just from both marksmen's. 1,000 gold lead into the hands of Stitch up against Hiko so far. Hiko picking up that Demon Hunter sword. We'll be able to soak into the Minotaur, possibly the Martis as well. But when you're looking at the carry, picking up that golden staff, also has a swift boost for some additional attack speed and the corrosion scythe. We'll be able to deal some slow upon impact when battling it out in these 5v5 engagements.
Oh, and the Magister gonna try to catch up, but the absolutely aware, Stitch is absolutely aware of this kind of stuff and just jump bottom side, and the top side is going to be pressured. The last, not last actually, it's only first tower on the bot lane, but the second tower on the top lane is being pressured as well. And yeah, the counter attack here on D-Lar, airborne effect is not enough, trying to slow with the first kill on the Grok, and eventually no damage, not enough damage.
Yeah, still unable to find a turret, losing both tier 1 turrets on the top and bot side for the side of DEUSVULT. Stitch able to claim the tier 2. Burmese Ghouls dominating so far in the early game, but Magister may be able to take the mid, falling short, but 1 HP. If they can get that, this may be a turnaround, as that turret will open up the opportunity for DEUSVULT to invade the orange and purple buff and the jungle for the side of Burmese Ghouls with a little bit more security.
Yeah, I just thinking that Valentina is such a huge pick for Burmese Ghouls, because it's almost every time. Okay, later there's the fight here. Carry is forced to use Purify just to run under turret. Black Dragon form is kind of tried to follow the fight, but fight didn't prolong enough.
Yeah, and you are still seeing that 7 kill lead for the side of Burmese Ghouls. Get Bamba trying to front line, deal some damage, is running this Yuzong. Now, Lord has spawned in. Burmese Ghouls so far has been able to win pretty much every major objective so far. Can they get this turtle, or Lord, will we see DEUSVULT turn this around? I mean, they are overly extending. They don't have any turrets on the top side to really run back to if things do go a little faulty for them, but they're not as scared to take this fight. You see them still wrapping around for a possible setup, Special Migration going in for the knockup on the Soxa, but now the counterplay, the wild charge. Nico will find Magister using Salvo's ultimate against him, and that'll be the jungler down for the side of DEUSVULT and a free Lord to the Burmese Ghouls.
Yeah, Magister here on the Guinevere tried to follow up the first skill of the Vixana, and he did, but it was kind of premature here, because all of the Burmese Ghouls was there to like counter-attack this with the Flicker and the stolen, again, stolen Grok ultimate, like just such a big factor of this. And seems like DEUSVULT couldn't adapt their draft on the or underestimated the Valentina here, because it's a big factor. She's gonna steal this big CC and gonna land it just on you.
Yeah, they're gonna have to trust in Hiko for the late game damage now, as we are now at the 10-minute mark. 6,000 gold lead for the Burmese Ghouls, increasing that by 2,000 just within the last 60 seconds. 4-0-2 on Soxa. Highest kills of this game, leading the way with the Martis in the jungle. Highest kills for the side of DEUSVULT will go to Magister. 2-4-0, down with 4 deaths though, having a little bit of a struggle this time around compared to the last game. Lord making his way on the top side to the inhibitor. 50% HP will get bursted down. And then it looks like Burmese Ghouls will not be able to take the tier 2 turret or the inhibitor as well. Still holding on to the tier 2 for the bot side. Burmese Ghouls having the map advantage.
Yeah, and enjoying just the second turret being farmed here on the bot lane. Probably gonna deft this one. A Mortal Coin being popped just to run away, and the the reflected damage on the Claude is pretty big as well. And still, Burmese Ghouls just like realize they can push it and like to return back just to finish the job off.
Yeah, now the question is, can Burmese Skills close this out? We see a lot of teams get to this point and not be able to close the game. DEUSVULT now in a position where they have to defend for their lives. They need to be able to stop Burmese Skills from pushing into their base and taking their base crystal and playing to the late game for Hiko to get those core items he's looking for. Already has the Demon Hunter Sword, the Golden Staff, and the Corrosion Sight. 7,800 gold, slightly behind Stitch, who is 1,000 head. Just picked up the Wind of Nature to negate the physical damage. We are going to be seeing this lore spawn in the next 50 seconds. That's definitely going to be Burmese School's next major objective to kind of focus in on. They're not going to put pressure, though, onto the side of the jungle for DEUSVULT, which is a little bit interesting. I thought they would have kind of contested their buffs and tried to force them to come out so they could pick them off one by one, but DEUSVULT ready to take the fight to the mid lane.
Yeah, BURMESE GHOULS seems like want to camp this like unorthodox spot, which is like side bush, and to super surprised attack, but nobody is there, but they like AFK on this, because this is actually smart, because if you like having Lord on top, probably one hero is going to split push bot side, right? And they try to pick this hero up, but DEUSVULT seems like understanding that nobody is there on the map, so they probably like can predict this kind of gank.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to go in for a possible Lord push. Does Burmese Schools bait out DEUSVULT? Is this a fight they can take, especially with the 5,000 gold deficit? This could be everything on the line if DEUSVULT tries to even contest this. You are looking at some great zoners, though, from the side of Burmese Schools, and it looks like they will be able to take it. Not the fight DEUSVULT can handle, and they notice it. Sawo, though, will be able to take the mid lane turret, trying to get a trade before this Lord will fall.
Yeah, pretty easy Lord, not even contested by the DEUSVULT, because you can easily lose the game straight right here. Trying to wait just additional bit for extra items coming in. Don't care about the enemy items anymore, because they are heavily have a much better farm than them, but yeah, trying to defend this time. On the mid lane, way too far goes the Flood and gets ripped off a little bit and forced to use his second skill to go back.
Yeah, and you're starting to see Burmese Schools inch their way up the map to try and close this out. Their lanes are pretty much synced. Bot side a little short possibly, but Burmese Schools may try and find a way to open up the base here, as the Lord is going to crash into the inhibitor for the top side. DEUSVULT on the defense, trying to hold them off from evening out this series. There goes the Lord crashing in. Down goes the inhibitor for the top lane. Kid Bomba taking some massive hits, though. Will be down to 50% HP. Needs to get back. Sox on the chase. Sox are already leading with the highest kills of this game on the Martis in the jungle. Kid Bomba, though, not going to go back for the regen. Turns around, use the Soul Grip in the Furious Dive. Will be able to clear out the minions and force Burmese Skills out of their base.
Yeah, pretty good defense, though. I guess Burmese GHOULS should go for the bottom lane tower at least. I mean, you don't want to like hold it, okay? You don't want to hold the game. You want to get pressure enemy, and if they hold it, kind of like Ballista being farmed. Yeah, nobody pushed. They clearly could went for the bot tower here. They didn't. I don't know, but we'll see. It's too early to judge here.
Yeah, definitely too early to judge. Look at the damage on Blink. Almost shredded him. Melted him like some hot butter on a Sunday morning right there. DEUSVULT 2 to 10 though, still behind.
That's Demon Hunter Sword for you. Against high HP target with low armor.
We kind of talked about it too. The later this game goes, the better it'll be for Hiko, who hasn't found a kill so far. But I mean, just looking at the damage he provided to Blink is looking very promising. And like you said, the later this game goes, once you're past that 45,000 gold mark, I mean, you're into the late game. Everybody's going to have full items available. And you're already seeing right there the Claw, Demon Hunter Sword, Golden Staff, Corrosion Sight, and the Wind of Nature stacked up with the Malefic Roar. He is ready to take the fight to Burmese School's home turf.
And the Valentina with the Grok ultimate is going to be such a big factor, because now they get this double AoE CC here, and it's so hard to play against, even if you're a good player. Every time it's hard to play.
Ooh, Sawa though will spot out two in the bush. Wild Charge connecting, hitting Blink. Black Dragon from Kid Bomba calls out the play, dives in, gets Blink. Big stun, Furious Dive in, big knockup on the way. Now the focus onto Lord Kid Bomba, very low, able to get out the Shaw Essence, turn a Guardian, zoning out the side of Burmese Ghouls, and both teams will disengage. Nobody will fall, though.
Yeah, nobody will fall, but it's a good sign for DEUSVULT. Actually, gonna try to bait the Lord here. First skill going into it to bait some movement out of Saksa, and he's trying to understand what's going on here, and nothing's going on. DEUSVULT doing the exact same thing they did last game, trying to bait out the enemies.
Yeah, but Kid Bomba top side, he is going to clear those minions, which means they don't have the numbers, and BURMESE Ghouls does see him up there, so it looks like they are going to try and go for the Lord play, but it looks like Kid Bomba is going to be able to close that distance just in time to be able to take this fight. The question is who will be able to pull this off. Lord at about 30% HP, and Burmese Ghouls pulling the aggro. DEUSVULT ready for the counterplay, wrapping around Sawo. We'll drop that Guardian's Barrier, but the knockup from Blink, but no, Fury not going to connect, though. Baited out the utility. Kid Bomba with the Black Dragon hovering around. We'll use it as an escape mechanism. Gonna battle it out patiently. Realize he's chunked pretty low, but there goes the Lord. 25% HP. Burmese Ghouls having ground control. Another knockup on the way. Kid Bomba in position. Magister will claim it for the DEUSVULT, but can they get away? D-Lar very low. Immortality has been proc. Sunset Lover on the chase. Guardian's Barriers drop down to block off the tunnel, and Burmese Ghouls will have to push back to their base. DEUSVULT claiming the Lord.
Yeah, and the retribution game was so on point. Like, Martis, look at this, pam. Martis smite, low HP, and the retribution from the Magister finished them off. But even though Valentina went in with the Grok ultimate to stun Guinevere to not let her retribution, and but the damage wasn't there, like retribution wasn't enough from the Martis, and the Guinevere went out of stun and just finished off the Lord, and now the counter attack.
Yeah, the counterplay. DEUSVULT finding the opportunity they were looking for, found the needle in the haystack, and now all they have to do is pull it out. They are going for a possible game ender to close out this series with a 2-0 sweep. They do have the Lord, but they don't have minions on the side lanes, and it will be bursted down by the side of Burmese Ghouls. Do they maintain the pressure, though, or do they pull back and take this fight again with the next neutral objective? They are going in for the clash. Kid Bomba, is this the play? Is this the move? Black Dragon's in to allow them to take the inhibitor for the bot side.
Yeah, kind of like showing the Burmese Ghouls how you should go for the objectives, not like enjoying just like only one turret when you can push all three of them and end the game. And now they get what they asked for. Now it's like a late game, even gold, and yeah, equalized.
Yeah, it has been equalized, even though it's 2 kills for DEUSVULT, and it's still an even game. Like I said, now it's the late game. It's just going to boil down to who can kind of execute a little bit better in the 5v5 engagements, and who will kind of step out of position first and make the mistake. Now, looking at DEUSVULT, the damage from Hiko is definitely there. Kid Bomba doing great on opening up with this Black Dragon. Sunset Lover, good spatial migrations in to be able to bait out some utility and also take some neutral objectives. Was able to steal that Lord, which kind of helped them turn this game around. But the question is, how long can they maintain this, right? I mean, even when you see Kid Bomba rushing with the Black Dragon, he's taking some serious blows from Stitch over there on the carry, and it's keeping him from being able to engage how he would like to. But speaking of engagement, big no fear for the big knockup. Nice. Sunset Lover is going to find Stitch. Marksman will fall for the side of Burmese Ghouls. That is huge. Without the marksman, they can push, they can end, and they see the opportunity. Can still play called in. The Petrify, the knockup with the furious dive over there from Kid Bomba, raising the banners for Russia, leading the way for DEUSVULT, trying to close out this game 2-0. Hiko will take down D-Lar, though. 2-for-none trade. Nico will find Hiko. He also just didn't fight it out, though. Sawo in a great position, winding up with Power Nature. Saksa will find Kid Bomba. That is going to be a 2-for-2 trade, and DEUSVULT forced out of the base for the Burmese Ghouls.
Yeah, it's not that a good trade-off, actually. They might went for the safe Lord, and now they are again even. Actually, not that even, because first hero Stitch is going to respawn kind of earlier. So Burmese Ghouls might go for the 4 versus 3 Lord here. Might at least try for that. But yeah, Nico find Hiko. Yeah, that's exactly what happened here. And kind of overextension here. DEUSVULT should enjoy probably 1 or 2 kills and went for Lord, but you never know. Like, if you would know the future.
Yeah, now that's going to put Burmese Schools in a great position for a possible contest, but a knockup. Immortality being proc. Nico very low. Minnow Fury is going to go out. Sunset Lever takes down Nico. One member falling for the Burmese Schools. Lord at about 40% HP. And DEUSVULT's taking it to the Lord pit. Ready to contest. All members have been spawned in. Kid Bomba making his way through the mid-river, trying to close the distance. Does have the Black Dragon. Is going to call it in. Watch Kid Bomba hovering around. Going to drop down with a Furious Dive. Goes for Stitch. Straight to the back line. Able to catch him. Furious Dive, Soul Grip, able to connect with the nature though, negating the physical damage. Immortality's been proc. Kid Bomba now on the return, trying to win a ray. Does get caught. Blink getting a kill. Magister will get the Lord for DEUSVULT, but they don't have their XP lane. No problem though. They have Hiko to possibly be able to end this, and they have the numbers 4, 2, 3. Lord may not even be able to get there in time, as you are looking at DEUSVULT, heavily aggressive, trying to close this out. One victory away from getting their first 2-0 sweep in Group Stage A. Up against the Burmese Schools, and here it goes. Guardian's Barrier dropping down, trying to zone out the team for Burmese Schools. Do they get the game ender? Massive damage on the D-Lar. Look at the base crystal, 1%. DEUSVULT has done it.
For the throne.
Shut down Myanmar, the Burmese Schools, and claim victory, a 2-0 sweep. Their first series in Group Stage A of Game of Futures 2024.
Oh, the revenge for M2, I guess, group stage just happened to be there. But yeah, the difference, like, yeah, we saw some overextension from the DEUSVULT there when they pick up the gold laner on the top side of map and try to end the game straight away. It was kind of like way too